It's Under the Lights on the CW. Brought to you by Dairy Queen, Alta Federal Credit Union, Heat 9 Associates, Pelche Chevrolet, and Alti Sudlink.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us Under the Lights on the CW. I am Johnny Condon.
And I'm Tina Wynn. Johnny, week 7. How crazy is that?
It's crazy. Snap your finger and all of a sudden we are 7 weeks into this thing. And Tina, it's our first week where we had to bundle up a little. I was wearing a sweatshirt out there. I think you had yourself a scarf out there for the 6 o'clock hit.
It was just a little chilly, just a little.
Football weather. At least where I'm from, that's how they play football. The hits, they hurt a little harder. Obviously, it's a little easier to run the ball, a little harder to throw the ball in these elements. But then again, it's only in the mid-50s, high 50s in some parts of East Texas. We were in the low 60s, so it's only going to get colder. It's only going to get more brutal, but it was nice to finally get out there and have the chill on your skin a little bit. But
true football weather.
At 6 o'clock earlier, I know you were out at our game of the week, which was between Paul Pewitt and New Diana.
Yes.
And what was it like being on that field? Because those are two schools we don't get out to see all that often, but they were ready to put on a show for us tonight.
It was awesome. And it was great also to chat with head coach Chris Chrisman. I mean, he talked about last year that team was 3-7, and he talked about how them having a good retention rate, seniors coming back, a lot of guys coming back for them, really turning things around.
So let's see how they fared, shall we?
Let's go for our game of the week. As a Travis Chrisman and his Eagles trying to hand Paul Pewitt their first loss of the season. New Diana taking the field right there. Opening drive, Paul Pewitt, quarterback cross-holder, hands to Keontae Hawkins, and he is off to the races, breaking away for a 45-yard run. That would lead to a field goal as Pewitt goes up 3-0. Next drive, it's Holder, as he will keep the ball on a bootleg for a big gain right here. And then, moments later, Holder will leap right into the end zone for the touchdown in a 2-point conversion. It's 11-0. Brahmas over the Eagles, but New Diana will not be held down as quarterback Gage Shields drops back and heaves it downfield where Kiki Nelson hauls it in for the touchdown. The extra point would be no good, and it's Pewitt 11, New Diana 6. New Diana will drop this one with a final score of 47-21.
A lot of points in that one. Looking for a lot of points out at Rose Stadium tonight, where the John Tyler Lions were back in action, sporting a perfect 2-0 district record, hosting the West Mesquite Wranglers. And how about those Lions showing off those gorgeous alternate helmets with the Believe logo on the back? The Lions faithful still holding out that they can get through district play, but it didn't seem to be that easy early on. JT would fumble the opening play of the game, and here come the Wranglers. A little trickery, a little a la Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman there on the double pass. And it's going to be De'Aaron Mitchell who makes the wide open catch for the first score of the game. But JT, they would bounce back. Lions quarterback Cameron Jordan running the veer option. He has himself some daylight. The quarterback position now firmly his, and he's running with it literally and figuratively. Later, Lions would continue to march down the field. This is Keontae Pinkard. Take the carry and then refuse to go down. Check out the talented junior evade a host of Wrangler tacklers and would eventually be taken out of bounds. Lions on the goal line now. Ford gives it to the little man who runs big. Cameron Medlock will bounce off one man, be taken down at the 3-yard line. The Lions would kick a field goal. This was a high-scoring affair. The Lions, they go to a perfect 3-0 in district play. They win this one 39-36. And Tina, obviously John Tyler didn't go off to the start that we expected them to. But now, when these games matter most, they get into district play, they're sitting at a perfect 3-0.
3-0, and Johnny, I want to know, in your opinion, which win has been signature for them and why?
Well, you know, West Mesquite, they were 1-4 coming into this game tonight, so I won't say that one. I will take the Texas High game. Despite being without their he might be a college quarterback one day. Their starting quarterback, he was ineligible due to eligibility rules. So, still be able to pitch a shutout against a team as Texas High, as talented as that program is, that's a big win. But you know who else is pretty talented? That's going to be our second biggest game of the week, and that's where our Tim Wolf was. Tim, take it away.
Hey there, Johnny and Tina. The Van Vandals and Carthage Bulldogs faced each other tonight for the first district game for both teams. Now, the Vandals were down to their third-string quarterback, but that didn't stop them from making things interesting against an explosive Carthage Bulldogs team. The Bulldogs opened things up a bit in the first half with a screen pass to running back Mason Courtney. He takes this one all the way down deep into Vandal territory before they give it to him again on the goal line. And Mason Courtney makes it 7-0 Carthage, where it would stay for the rest of the half. Now in the third quarter, Vandals are quick off the jump on this Marcus Orozco run up the middle, and that ties things up 7-7. Now here's where things get interesting. The Vandals opt to onside kick after that score, and that might have been the most well-executed onside kick I've seen at any level. Van football in the third. Unfortunately for the Vandals, they were unable to make anything happen with that possession. Well, the Bulldogs said, okay, you guys want to be tricky? We've got some tricks up our sleeves, too. This misdirection play even lost me there for a second, and Carthage quarterback Kai Horton would uncork the one deep to Kelvonte Dixon for one of the biggest plays of the night. A couple plays later, Horton connects with Craig McNew, and the Bulldogs retake the lead 14-7. Fourth quarter now, we saw this guy's wheels in the first half, but he wasn't finished. Mason Courtney takes the counterplay all the way to pay dirt and victory. That would prove too much for the Vandals to recover from, and Carthage takes the win 21-7.
Thanks so much, Tim. So let's check out another big game going on tonight up in Gladewater. We were teasing this one at 10, so now let's take it here at 11. Kids can't wait to root their Bears on to victory, and let's have Gladewater get it started for us. Early on, Tristan Holmes pass to DJ Allen. Go down the sideline, big fella. It's a huge gain for the Bears. Holmes. Here we go later. Elijah Carter. Almost to the end zone. He's going to get dropped down at about the 5-yard line. Bears get the touchdown, and then a few plays later, they're going to go for it on the 2-point conversion. It's the jump pass to Jalen Robertson, and it's 14-7 Bears. Mineola, they would respond, however. Trevion Sneed in the Wildcat formation, and this kid is a beast running the football. Up the middle, driving over defenders. Sneed back in the Wildcat formation. He'll call his own number. He's up and in for the touchdown. We're tied at 14 apiece. Bears knocking on the doorstep, however. It's 4th and goal, and Mineola, they are going to stuff them. Look at this. Gladewater trying to get the lead. Instead, they don't take the 3 points, and they would pay for it because Mineola, they kick a last-second field goal to get the huge upset win. They beat the Gladewater Bears 17-14.
That was a good one. All right, let's check in on Mount Pleasant and Marshall. Could Marshall win their 3rd in a row tonight against Mount Pleasant? Let's see. Let's start things off. Savion Williams taking the snap, and on the first drive, he'll take this one all the way down for a score. Whew. Right into the end zone, and then Mount Pleasant now with the ball as Keller Thompson throws right here a sideline bomb as his receiver right here. Whew, he is taken down not too long after that, but their drive will come to an end as Kais Turner makes a fantastic play on the receiver, breaking up the throw. And then Marshall gets the ball back, but struggles a bit at first as Hagan Holloway makes his way into the backfield for a loss of yards. And then Savion Williams fakes the handoff, and he will throw this one to DeMarcus Williams, who runs it down the sidelines before taking it to the house. So yes, Marshall will get their 3rd win in a row with a final score of 40-21.
How about those Mavericks? Good for them. Chapel Hill Bulldogs visiting the Kilgore Bulldogs in the Bulldog Bowl. Chapel Hill, first drive of the game. Quarterback Kobe Coker, he's been so good all season long, but he'd like to have this one back. Ball security is job security, and that is a fumble. Ball is out. Brian Brown scoops it and takes this one on to the house. 50-yard fumble recovery for the touchdowns later. Coker trying to make up for it, maybe pressing a little too far. He's going to throw that one down, and guess who it is? Yep, yes, again. Oh, it's picked off by Donovan Atkins with the interception, setting Kilgore up for great field position. And then the second play for them, wow, watch this. The handoff is going to go to Trevion Eaps. He finds an opening, and he is gone. 50 yards to the house. Kilgore up 14-0, and this one wasn't even close. Bulldog Bowl won by Kilgore by a score of 35-7. And don't go anywhere because we're just getting started here at Under the Lights. We have so much more East Texas high school football action, and we're going to bring it to you right after this break.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Under the Lights. I'm Tina Nguyen. Well, when you think of East Texas, you think of high school football, and you think of some of the powerhouse programs in this area. Longview, John Tyler, and Lufkin come to mind. And if you've lived here most of your life, you know that those schools are traditional powerhouses that are going to compete year in and year out. And then there's other schools that had to earn respect by sheer will of hard work and determination. A school like Gilmer has worked its way to be in that same category as those traditional powerhouses. And head coach Matt Turner is a big reason why, and that's why he is our Week 7 Whataburger Coach of the Week.
I've coached, from Mark Tree, Arkansas, all the way to Gilmer, Texas. It's been a blessing. God's given me, has blessed me in so many ways to be able to be a part of young people's lives. as exciting today as it was 38 years ago.
It's no secret that Texas high school football is special. From the state championship games etched in our memories to the players selected in the first round of the NFL draft, it's a bond that runs deep. In fact, one Midwestern native can attest to it.
Immediately you knew it was different. I mean, just the emphasis and the support, and the community. It was such a part of all the communities. I mean, Friday nights everybody's at the ball game. I mean, that just is it. That's where people are.
A former third baseman for Arkansas State University, Matt Turner grew up attending College World Series games in Omaha, Nebraska. But his love for the game of football was introduced early on.
My dad and I sat and watched games, and I went to Nebraska Cornhusker football games, and so early on there was a love for football, and then you found a place, an area in the country where they really love football, and they love their kids. They really love anything that involves an activity with their kids. They love, but certainly there's a passion for football. So that began early with me as a person who grew up in Iowa and Nebraska and those places. And I found a place where there's certainly people that love it like I do.
That place is Gilmer, Texas. Prior to becoming the head coach for the Buckeyes, Turner spent 12 seasons as the offensive coordinator under Jeff Traylor. During those years, Gilmer claimed 3 state titles and 12 district titles.
This is home. Both my children graduated from here. It's a wonderful place to live, great people. They have very high expectations for their kid. You're humbled because you realize you're just a part of it. You are. We've got great coaches here. We've got great faculty, our superintendent, our administration. It's all part of it, and so I'm very blessed to be a very small part of that.
With the 2019 football season in full swing, striving to be built tough are the Buckeyes' main focus.
Our captains always come up with a motto each year. Of course, we're building a new high school here. There's a lot of building that's going on in Gilmer, right, really, and so they kind of recognize that. And then the quality of toughness, I think, was important to our kids in terms of really more of the mental toughness, the ability to do when things are hard, to make sure your effort, your attitude, and your gratitude are all the same, no matter what the circumstances are that you meet. And we all know that we need that in life. There's tough times. And so I think that was important. So we just stuck those 2 terms together, built tough, and that's what we're trying to live up to. That's the standard, and I think that's a good motto.
For Whataburger Coach of the Week, I'm Tina Wynn.
Built tough, Johnny. That's their motto this year. And talking to Coach Turner, last year, they went a disappointing 6-7.
For them, it's disappointing. A lot of teams, they look at 6 wins as a successful campaign. Up in Gilmer, anything short of really a state championship berth, that's a disappointment. And that is a fantastic program. I look at them in the same breath as I look at a team like Carthage. 2 teams that are going to compete year in and year out, and they're both on a mission to try to get back there. Who else is on a mission this year? Spring Hill Panthers. They had a huge upset victory last week, trying to pull the same thing this week. You're going to show us.
All right, let's check in with that. Johnny Levere and his Spring Hill Panthers taking on our Whataburger Coach of the Week, Matt Turner and his Gilmer Buckeyes. And right here, it is. After forcing the Buckeyes to punt on their first drive, Spring Hill quarterback Gage White gets the snap on the first play from scrimmage and hurls it out only to be picked off at the Panthers' 45-yard line by Marche Sprangle, who takes it all the way to the house. Gilmer leads 7-0 in the first quarter. But Spring Hill would answer back real quick as the ball is snapped. And Gage White hands it off to Devontae Powers, who barrels his way into the end zone for the Panther touchdown. But Gilmer with the ball right here, and it is quarterback Mason Hurt under center. He drops back and gets taken down by Casey Mudahl, and Hurt fumbles the ball. Spring Hill's Malik Cooks would jump on it, giving the ball back to the Panthers in the Buckeye territory. Now Spring Hill trying to capitalize on that turnover. Gage White gets the ball, and he's going to run with it, but he's met by Gilmer's Jet Jones. The ball comes loose, and Buckeyes are all over this one. Gilmer takes this one with a final score 42-34.
Winnsboro, or I should say before that, you're going to want to check out our favorite docuseries here at CBS 19, All Hail Spring Hill. It is up on both our streaming services, on our YouTube page, and you can visit cbs19.tv. Our digital team has been doing a fantastic job all season long, bringing you the sights and sounds of everything Spring Hill football. So again, check it out.
All right, and now Let's check in with Winnsboro, hoping to hand Rex Sharp and his Cardinals their first loss of the season. Second quarter, Sabine in the red zone. As quarterback Landon McKinney keeps this one for himself, Sabine goes up 14-0. Sabine with it again as McKinney calls his own number and it is met in the backfield. It's Zeb Fuller with the sack. Next play, Landon McKinney steps back, looks right, and floats this one to Clayton Simmons. 21-0 Cardinals. Sabine goes on to take this one with the final score, 24-14.
And don't go anywhere, because when we get back, we're staying in the Rose City. We're going to we're going to go everywhere. You know why? Because this is East Texas, and not just Tyler has some of the best football talent. We're going all over the eastern part of the state, and we'll bring you a huge one between Mount Vernon and Jefferson. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us tonight on Under the Lights. Well, our East Texas Professional Credit Union Player of the Week, it's reserved, Tina, for somebody that does outstanding here in East Texas. We're not giving this to anybody that's average, and I'll tell you something right now. Gage White, the quarterback of the Spring Hill Panthers, he's anything but. Throughout his 4 years as the starter at Spring Hill, he's broken school records, he's put on a show, and he's been able to live his dream as playing the starting quarterback for the Spring Hill Panthers, and that's why he's our Week 7 East Texas Professional Credit Union Player of the Week.
Gage White is the starting quarterback for the Spring Hill Panthers. Or should I say, Gage White has been the starting quarterback for the Spring Hill Panthers ever since he walked on campus as a freshman. White has started 34 career games heading into last Friday night, but it was his 35th start that he'll remember forever.
We got to halftime, and I'm sitting next to Caden Rogers. I'm like, dude, I think I got like 300 yards at half. And I had 4 touchdowns at half, so I'm like the most I've ever had is 4, and the most yards I've ever thrown for was like 315. So I'm like, I think I'm like gonna shatter some records.
And he shattered quite a few. After he threw for his 4th touchdown pass, White knew he was on the verge of school history.
I knew the school record was 5, and the school record was like 370 or something like that for yards. So after we scored those 2 more, I was like, on the side, I was like, I think I just broke these 2 school records. So it's pretty cool when that set in.
And after all those starts and gaining all that experience over the years, White has never had more fun.
Oh, it was the most fun I've had in a game in all 4 years of high school. We were just back there. I mean, it didn't really feel like a game scenario. It just kind of felt like you're just back there running routes with your friends in the backyard. You're just kind of back there, okay, yeah, he's open, there he goes, and they'd make plays for me, so it's pretty fun.
And maybe the most memorable of White's 461-yard day was the 99-yard chunk his team picked up for the first score of the game.
They fumble on the 1, and I instantly started thinking about Malakoff last week. We're on the 1. I was like, oh my, like I was getting murdered against Malakoff last week on the 1. So I was like, oh man, here we go. Like I'm gonna get hit pretty hard. And Coach Veer calls 70 vert. He's like, just throw it up, just give him a chance. So I caught it. I'm like, get it out, get it out. And I threw it. And I thought I'd overthrown him at first, but I just see Jay catch it, and I hear everybody go crazy. I just see him running. And I was just losing my mind. Let's go.
As far as White's farewell tour, well, he's soaking up every play as the quarterback of the Panthers.
It's great running out into Panther Stadium in front of your closest friends and all the parents and all that, everybody who's grown up with. Nothing beats it. Luckily, I've done it for 4 years, so I've just savored every bit of it.
All right, Johnny, clearly he can put up some numbers, but
We
he's
saw
also
that
very
last week.
well-spoken.
Incredibly so. He said he wants to play college football at the next level, and eventually he wants to coach. He's got some people just have the knack for it, the football IQ. Gage White's one of those
He's
kids.
one of them?
Absolutely.
All right, let's check in with our next game, as that is West Rusk and White Oak players right here meeting midfield before the game. White Oak on 4th down as Blake Barlow hands this one off to Brayson Hayes. West Rusk stops him behind the line. Later on, West Rusk Jalen Shelton hands this one off to Jamal Ford, and he goes up the middle. That sets up Shelton for this one, calling his numbers. And that would be 6-0. West Rusk extra point, by the way, was no good. The rest turns into a defensive showdown. Blake Barlow back to passes. It's intercepted by Jalen Shelton. And West Rusk would run away with this one with a final score of 30-6.
Thanks so much, Tina. Let's head out to Jefferson as they are hosting Art Briles and his undefeated Tigers on beautiful Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Jefferson on their first drive of the game. It's D Black. He looks like he's bottled up at first. Instead, he's going to cut back, run this one 37 yards, looking for the pylon, and he is in for the touchdown. A failed 2-point conversion later, so it's 6-0. Later in the quarter, it's Kalen Thomas again. Complete pass to Kenneth Bell, and he's suplexed out of bounds like this is WWE SmackDown. That's a 15-yard penalty, leads to a Bulldogs touchdown to make it 13-0. Mount Vernon's Clifton Holman in the Wildcat, and he's met in the backfield by Demonstrous Haggerty. And yeah, that's not the happiest man right there. That'd be Art Briles. Later on, that touchdown would lead, or that turnover would lead to points. Later, it's Thomas again looking to make a beautiful run down the sideline. That's a 56-yard touchdown. Make it 20-0. Jefferson and head coach Antoine Jimerson, he is feeling it. Second quarter, Jackson Floyd pressured. He's going to throw off his back foot, and that's never a smart idea. That's going to be picked off by Augusta Singleton. He's making plays like no other, taken to the Bulldog 40-yard line. Ensuing drive, going to be on second down in Mount Vernon territory. And again, Thomas to Malik Brasher makes a couple guys miss, and he's in for the 26-yard touchdown. Make it 26 yards, make it 26 points. 26-0 Jefferson with under 8 minutes to play in the half, but they're not done. About 6 minutes left in the second. D Black popping off once again. He's going to bust up the middle and go 77 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. His third of the half. He might be our East Texas Professional Credit Union Player of the Week. You don't know. You have to wait to find out. They lead Mount Vernon by a score of 33-8 at the half. Wow, in Mount Vernon, wow, they get beat. Oh, that should be the other way around, folks. I apologize for that. Jefferson, they win this one by the score of 47-16. Let's head over to Ore City, taking on Daingerfield cheerleaders, wearing layers to fight off the frosty cold weather tonight. We start in the third quarter with Daingerfield up 31-6 in Ore City territory, facing a fourth down inside the red zone, but the Rebels quarterback Ty Freeman loses the ball, and Daingerfield's Ishmael Allen scoops it up, and he's going to dash 70 yards into the end zone, get the big man some oxygen. Mascot absolutely loving it, but the Rebels, they are not giving up. Next possession, Freeman finds Marcellus Kyle inside the 20. Moments later, it's going to be Freeman again. This time, spotting Ryan Chasted off the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point is no good, and it's Tigers 37, Rebels 12. Daingerfield not done, however. Quarterback Zaylon Jeter hands off to Tyrese Grant, who sweeps his way, forces his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Make it Daingerfield 44, Ore City 12. After the break here, we're going to look at some more. Nonetheless, that was an awesome game. I'll tell you right now, we have so much offense this night. We've seen so many high-scoring games, and you're not going to want to go anywhere. You know why, Tina?
Why?
Because we're bringing you more. We're not done here on Under the Lights. Don't go anywhere. You're watching us on the CW. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Well, Tina, I think tonight we had more games on Under the Lights than any other week we've been doing.
New record, Week 7, breaking records.
We're continuing to break it again as the season progresses. We're going to keep getting more and more live games to you here on Under the Lights. It
just keeps getting better here.
It doesn't matter. It's like Christmas morning every time you wake up with us watching some football. We absolutely love it. And for the games we couldn't get out to, don't worry. We still got you covered with a couple of these scores. And let's start with, we saw John Tyler take care of business, but how about Brook Hill? Dallas Christian comes down to Bullard, and they get a big Taps win, 21-3. Moving on now, Longview, was there any doubt about it that they were going to win another district game over Mesquite Horn by a score of 44-20? And then this was one of our bigger games south of us here. We're, of course, in our CBS 19 studios in Tyler. College Station taking on Lufkin, and Abe Martin Stadium was rocking as that was a tough test for the Panthers. They beat College Station by a score of 31-21. Tina?
All right, Nacogdoches and White House taking on Nacogdoches hosting White House tonight, as White House will take this one with the final score of 19-14. Then Hallsville and Lindale, 34-7. That's the final on that one. And then Jacksonville and Pine Tree taking this one with a final score of 42-25. And then Athens and
Waxahachie. Let's work. It's not as fun as Cayuga, but nonetheless, Waxahachie Life, they get a big win, 47-35 over Athens. That would probably drop them out of the Fab 15. Kilgore Chapel Hill, we saw that one earlier. We saw just how dominant that Kilgore defense is, and I'll tell you, Kobe Coker, as good of any quarterback in all of East Texas, and he was humbled tonight by that Kilgore defense. And then Henderson and Palestine, another big game. How about Palestine? This surprised me. This is the first time I'm seeing this score. Henderson had a lot going for them, and they get shellacked by a score of 41-19. Tina?
All right, we're going to keep things going with Brownsboro and Canton, as Canton wins this with a final score at 35-27. Then Harmony and Winona, Harmony 22-6 on their home turf. And then Troop and Quitman, Troop 40-7 tonight. And then ARP and Alba Golden 20-6. ARP still looking for a win, having a rough season.
How about for Troop? Coach John Eastman, unbelievable, 40 points over Quitman. Nonetheless, I mean, final thoughts from an awesome night of East Texas high school football.
For sure. And Johnny, I want to know, we're in week 7 in all of this. Which district are you kind of keeping your eyes on, most interested in?
Anything, the District of Doom, when you got teams like Hallsville, you got teams like Marshall. I mean, absolute great competition. And again, stick with us because we're going to keep bringing you more football. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week.